So, good people of YouTube, yes, I'm back again like the Renegade Master. You know what, I should use that as my little theme.
We're back once again for the Renegade Master.
What is it? Love is Blind. Season 4, I might add. Season 4. Okay. So what have we got in episode 7? As I said, with these ones, I'm going to just talk about the whole episodes. Where it lands. And hopefully people can hear what I'm saying. And again, if you've got any comments, anything that you'd like to say, then please do share your thoughts. Right, so now we see Zach and Bliss out on another date. And this is the big date when they're on the boat. And the thing of it is you could actually tell when Zach was trying to make his move to try and ask her to marry him, because that man could not sit still. That man looked as awkward as all get out. Poor Bliss was sitting there probably thinking in her mind, what the hell is going on with this dude? Like, really, what the hell is going on with him? And then, as you see, right at the end, he pops the question to her. And then we have to wait to the next other episode, which is episode 8, to find out if she says yay or nay. Now, my thoughts on this is, as Zach has gone through and does his explanations to Bliss, and Bliss is taking on board what he's saying, but then also putting her thoughts forward as well. I am quite, I suppose, shocked and dismayed with Zach that he didn't actually turn around and say, do you know what, I'm sorry, Bliss, for not actually picking you first and making you feel like you were second best, because that was not my intention. He hasn't apologized to her, and that's the one thing I can't get around with him, is he hasn't apologized to her. I can say though that watching them together, they actually do have good chemistry. They're actually really quite good together. And you know, she doesn't shy away from him and he doesn't shy away from her, and Bliss actually gives him what he was looking for with Irina. But you know what, Irina's a has-been. She's the other story now. The Bliss and Zach are the new story. Let's get that straight. Right, another thing I wanted to talk about as well is when it came to meeting like friends and families, especially with Micah and Paul meeting Micah's friends. Now, I don't care how tough my girls ride for me, but if I'm telling them that I'm in love with someone, how dare then you turn around and tell them that this person is not right for you? Shouldn't you make your friend come to that decision on their own? You can air your reservations and your grievances and how you think they are, but the way her friend carried on was almost bullish, like, you really can't have this man. And the only reason why I think her friend was that way towards Paul was Paul point blank said to her he don't care about her opinion. Now, as Micah, when you see your friend doing shit like that to your man or your fiance, as you said, you should have picked up your friend about it, but you didn't. You picked up Paul for saying that he didn't care about your friend's opinion of him because he was there for you. I thought that was shit and piss poor on Micah's part, because she didn't stand up for Paul in the slightest whatsoever. And then I think the piss poor behaviour from her friend was absolutely disgusting. That you could see this, your friend is purely in love with this dude, and she told you she's in love with the dude, and then you turn around and fucking shit all on her parade, basically.
Takes a spill, it's me and not you. Who told you you're allowed to rain on my parade?
Cameras panned off. You got Paul standing on his own, then you got Micah there upset, and another friend or whoever it is trying to comfort Micah. And then the two friends at the end. The one with the brown hair, not so bad, but the one with the blonde hair, I don't even know what her name was. If you know what her name was, then say what her name was, because I don't even know what her name was. But yeah, absolutely piss poor friendships, I'm sorry. Looking at their friendship and the way they came to Micah to looking at Brett and Tiffany when they went for a meal with Tiffany's friends, complete contrast, because they were actual adult women talking in an adult way. Warned him that that was their friend and to look after her heart, but didn't do it in a disrespectful way, whereas Micah's friends did. So then we move on to Jackie and Marshall in terms of we see that Marshall's moved out of the house, which was a shock to me, to be fair, because I didn't see that one coming. And he then says what Jackie had said to him, that he needed to either boss up, be more aggressive. I'll say it once again, Jackie needs therapy. She needs therapy because she's not ready for a man like Marshall at all. And I'm telling you for now that these two are definitely not going to work out, because the person that she probably would have been more suited to was Josh, because Josh was just a fuckboy, to be fair. Total fuckboy. Weren't attractive in my books, to be fair. I would have preferred a Marshall, but she prefers a Josh. So I think she was, I don't know, she was goading him to be aggressive. And my thing is, she knows Marshall's not that way. Why are you trying to change him into a person that he's not at the end of the day? And then when he's talking to you and he claps back at you with that little bit of aggression, you then want to come and shut him off. Shut him off for what? Because that's what you asked for. Do you know what I mean? That's what you asked for. You're sending mixed fucking messages, and then at the end of it, you start bawling and saying, I'm sorry, but what are you sorry for? Because in the next instance, you're going to do the same thing to him. At the end of the day, you're going to do the same thing. It's not fair, Marshall. That's all I'm saying. Not fair on lovely Marshall. And then we move to, like, you know, Chelsea's birthday party. I think the producers set that up to have Josh come to that birthday party. That's all I'm saying. I know episode 8, we're probably going to see more things pop off at this birthday party. So when we get there, we get there. Not there yet at the end of the day. But then you see Bliss and Zach coming, and how together they are when them two come in, which I'm quite happy with. I'm going to have to make up for a name for Bliss and Zach, to be fair. I don't know what name I'll make up, but I'll make up one, because we made up one for Brett and Tiffany, which is Brittany. Brittany, I want them two to work out. Definitely want them two to work out. But yeah, I'm going to have to think of a name for who? Zach and Bliss. That's what I say. Definitely going to have to think of a name. If you can think of any names, drop it in the comments, and that's what we'll call them from here on out. That's what they'll be known as. But I have to say, how Zach and Bliss are together is a lot better than how Zach and Irina was. Zach's more able to be open and be himself, whereas Bliss allows him that space too as well. And she's open with him as well, and she doesn't shy away from that affection that he gives. And also, she doesn't think his stare is quite creepy, because me personally, I think it's quite creepy. I don't know what you lot think, but I do. My other thing as well is with Kwame and Chelsea. Yeah, definitely not too sure about him. Still not too sure about him. Especially when she's talking about, you know, they're talking about the compromise that Kwame's to go to where she is, because there's not much compromise in her work and everything like that, and he can work anywhere. But then when he's talking about the compromise that he's making and asking her to note it, her early response was, yeah, compromise duly noted. And I'm just like, that's a really shitty way to behave towards someone at the end of the day, because he would be the one to make the most sacrifices in that relationship at the beginning when you want to start out. I still don't think you're going to work out, because I still think Kwame's hot on Micah, and that is not going to stop. I think you were just a consolation prize, Chelsea, I'm afraid. But then you've also got the flip side of Chelsea, who appears to have been on her own for so long that she's desperate for that comfort, she's desperate for that relationship or that type of interaction with the opposite sex. And I think that's where Kwame comes in, and I think that's why she's the way she is with Kwame, because she's putting literally all her eggs in one basket. Now, you can all correct me if I'm wrong, but from when someone's explaining that they've been on their own for so long that you're FaceTiming your friends when you're having a meal to feel like somebody's there, that just tells me you're craving that bit of attention, and that's what she's wanting from Kwame. And I don't think it's going to net her what she actually wants from him, because I think at some point it's going to turn him off and push him back. No. See, as I'm looking down and looking at my notes, so I've got my phone here and I am looking at my notes. But as I said, as I go along, just anybody jump in the comments, tell me what you think. Tell me if there's any bits that I've missed that you want to talk about as well. But yeah, because I keep thinking to myself about, especially between Jackie and Marshall, where it's all about Jackie's wants and needs and then about Marshall's wants and needs as well. That's what I'm saying. I don't think them two are going to work out. The only couples I'm pegging myself on has to be Tiffany and Brittany. Actually, I'll include Zach and Bliss in that as well, because I'm liking how them two are working together. So that's the only two couples that I can see probably working out. Well, Brett and Tiffany better work out, because I'm all about my black love and I need to see them two work. And yeah, and probably Bliss and Zach, because the way that they're now getting on with each other. Chelsea and Kwame, nah, I don't see them working in the slightest at all. Jackie and Marshall, that's already dead in the water. From when he left the house, didn't stay in that house, they're already having so many issues with her insecurities and how she believes a man should be, that they're not saying yes at the altar, even if they make it to the altar, to be fair. Even if they make it to the altar. Chelsea and Kwame, I think I've already said, don't think them two are going to work either. And Paul and Micah, don't think them two are going to work either. I think 2 couples will work. The rest are just a nah. But as again, let me know what you think. You can put it in the comments. And please also, if you are starting to like my content, like I've had a few views on my last one, and I am going to start building myself up a little bit more, then, you know, like and hit that subscribe button. But I shall speak to you all soon, and this is me signing out. Ta-ta.